Mick, and I had a word with Kate Harrington. Yeah, she said, don't worry, that's what she's like. She's like that all the time, Adele, Magical Lagoon. Not a worry at all. This is more of a worry for the Haggis team, who won this in 2018 with Sea of Class. Everyone, to a man, has been going up to William and saying, well done. Two things, really. Well done, and send Maureen our best, is what the general thing has been. Doesn't look too concerned at the moment about Lilac Road. Mick saying this is her last chance.
Hey, you just don't want this before these big races, but maybe she's done it in the past, so I'm not sure, but you just do not want any of this before these big races. They're so, they're so fine margins. You just love them to walk in, and hey, she won't get many more chances.
This is last chance saloon, Richard, for Lilac Road.
Yeah, she has proved difficult in the past on occasion. She was settled in the paddock, she was a bit fussy coming out onto the paddock. As you've heard, they've had to change to plan B to try and get her forward. But if I remember rightly, she has given a fight before and then run pretty well, so I think as long as she goes in, and nearly got her in, and hopefully it won't compromise her chances. Decent payday right the way down to 6th place here. And Tuesday's the last one, her presence adding a lot of lustre to this, representing the 3-year-olds, a classic winner. Raclette just getting a little upset. Petit Coco tried to anticipate the start there, and as they jump away, Magical Lagoon was the one who was out very smartly indeed and leads through the first furlong. Magical Lagoon settling down in front. Alpinista and Le Petit Coco disputing second place. Tuesday back towards the inside in the all dark blue colours. Raclette races in 5th, and the back two are Poptronic in the yellow colours, and last of all is Lilac Road. So out in the front, Magical Lagoon, but the Petit Coco moving forward with a degree of purpose. They're kicking outside the leader and applying a little bit of pressure as they make their way through the first quarter mile. So it's the two Irish raiders looking horns slightly, Le Petit Coco looking Magical Lagoon in the eye. Alpinista in 3rd place, the grey in the hoops of white and green, just ahead of in 4th place racing Tuesday. Raclette with the Juddmonte colours, the pink cap, green and white silks, racing on the outside of Poptronic, and last of all is Lilac Road. Le Petit Coco sitting quite passively outside the leader as they work down the side and race towards the final 7 furlongs. Out in the lead, Magical Lagoon disputing it with Le Petit Coco, and the two have called a truce for the time being and have just steadied it down. Furlongs there around about 13 seconds. Alpinista well poised in 3rd place, the grey horse for Luke Morris. Tuesday, classic winner in 4th, dark colours under Ryan Moore. French raider Raclette, Olivier Pellier sitting in 5th place in the back two, Poptronic under Sam James, and Lilac Road for Tom Marquardt. So on the crown of the bend, and Le Petit Coco still disputes the running with Magical Lagoon. Alpinista just moving a little bit closer forward into 3rd place, now within a length or so of the lead as they straighten. Tuesday sits 4th, and then Raclette, Olivier Pellier, that he'd be coming in the final quarter mile. They're now racing towards the final half mile, and Le Petit Coco puts her head in front. Magical Lagoon is a doughty battler, is pushed along on the inside. Alpinista tries to join in. Tuesday is right behind them with Raclette. Le Petit Coco down the centre of the racecourse. On the left-hand side, Alpinista moves alongside. Tuesday begins the charge towards the inner, but it's Alpinista who's moved past Le Petit Coco. Now Tuesday for Ryan Moore is under pressure, and then behind these Magical Lagoon, just over a furlong to go in the Yorkshire Oaks, it's Alpinista who is out in front by over a length. Tuesday on the far side is trying to bridge the gap. Then Le Petit Coco, Alpinista, Tuesday still with half a length to find. Alpinista driven by Luke Morris. He's holding Tuesday, and it's Alpinista. Yorkshire Oaks success for Luke Morris and Sir Mark Prescott. And finally Kirsten Rousing, after 2 runners up, gets a horse home in front with Tuesday 2nd. Le Petit Coco, Magical Lagoon, Lilac Road, Raclette, and last of all Poptronic. Alpinista has been round the world since we last saw her. 3 times to Germany, once to France. Luke Morris's 2nd domestic Group 1, and domestic Group 1 for Sir Mark Prescott. And after 2 runners-up positions, including Alpinista, in the last 3 years, Kirsten Rousing's colours are carried home ahead of Tuesday. A clash of the generations. In recent years, it's gone the way of the 3-year-old, but this time, it's a 5-year-old. Alpinista on the Derby Yorkshire Oaks.
And what a popular win this is going to be. Owner Kirsten Rousing, Sir Mark Prescott, and Luke Morris in a race, Johnny, that turned into a burn-up, a sprint in the straight.
It did. They were going very slow early on, and it didn't really get going to the top of the straight, and there was a big sprint on. Luke Morris was in the right position. He had a lovely posse just behind the Petit Coco, and when he let her go, I thought Tuesday was coming. With a run. Whether she got a bit tired or not, I don't know. But take nothing away from the winner. Lovely head carriage, brave, tough, honest. honest, you know, you compare 3-year-olds and the older fillies, there's not much between them, but the older horses came out on top today, and it was a very good ride from Luke Morris.
Absolutely, £9 weight for age allowance, and we know Alpinista at the moment 118, 117 Tuesday. I think this is a really big performance, and she's gone again once challenged. So Mark talked tactics about possibly going on. She was best equipped for the sprint for home as well. Imagine if she gets a good gallop on our weekend.
5 Group 1s, 4 on the continent, and now she has that domestic Group 1. Yes, Luke Morris. Well done, Kirsten Rousing. And Sir Mark Prescott wins that Group 1 for the first time in this country since Marsha did it on the Names Mile. As you say, Jason, unlike Baid yesterday, it's now all eyes on Paris.
Oh my word, well done to the team. Massive breeding operation. And Luke Morris coming down there in a Group 1 just started to coast momentarily before pushing the button. That shows she's got gears, quality. She's won on all types of ground conditions as well. And a nice little parade in front of the stands to boot. Five consecutive Group 1s, and that all-important one on home soil.
And going into this race, you just knew how tough she was. You knew what she had to offer. She was second in this in 2020, and she'd find chinks in those 3-year-olds' armour, and that's what she did.
Yeah, and as Mark Prescott says, very straightforward with a great temperament. That's always the top thing you look for in any horse. Temperament is key. Big atmosphere here today. Adele says a lot of the fillies were getting upset. Not this one. She walked around like the real deal.
And there, the groom is Annabelle Willis, who's led her up, looks after her, and rides her out every day as well. What a proud moment this is for Annabelle, and a moment in the spotlight, Ollie, for Luke Morris.
Sure is, Ed. Another moment in the spotlight here at York. Another Group 1 to the CV here on the Names Mile for Luke Morris. What a filly she is.
Yeah, you know, it's just magical. You'd almost love to find it.
She's a bit scared of the ITV, mate, so we'll just walk alongside
You'd
her.
almost love to bottle these emotions up, and like I say, I can't thank
I'll tell you what, we'll speak to Annabelle so we're not getting too close to the filly. We might grab a word with you back in the winner's enclosure. You just said to me this horse is your life.
She is. Since I've had her since she was a yearling, the sun really does rise and fall for me. She is very, very special.
Yeah.
And seeing her face every morning makes it all worthwhile, and she keeps giving back to me every time. I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her.
And rightly so. So Mark's going into the winner's enclosure with you, Luke. I don't want to keep frightening the horse. She's not the first filly to shy away from me, so I'll let you go into the winner's enclosure. You might have to have a word with Matt Chapman, though. Apologies about that, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Gosh, that's something for Luke to look forward to. Likewise, Sir Mark. Let's talk about the owner first, Johnny. With all this talk, she's been in the paper talking about prize money. Kirsten Rousing hasn't half given a lot to this game, and the game needs to keep owner breeders who we keep losing.
Well, you do, and when people like her start speaking about the prize money, you better listen, because you cannot afford to lose these people. She's got, I don't know how many horses she's got in training, puts a huge amount into the game, and I'd say it's very special for owners like that to sit down a couple of years ago and say, what am I going to put my good mare with? Oh, let's try Frankel. So 5 years in the making, she's won 5 Group 1s now. It must be very, very satisfying for an owner breeder to do something like that, and the team behind it, I suppose, as well.
So many winners down the years, and obviously standing Bobby's Kitten, See the Moon, Sir Percy, and Study of Man up at Landway Stud. This is the absolute pinnacle. Alvarada, of course, before